Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Small Brain Podcast with me, your host, Jake Harvey, and my other host.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Murphy, and welcome to the Small Brain Podcast. Coming at you
With a camera.
with a camera.
What is this all about there, eh? We're photographers who haven't used a camera in like 6 months.
I know, and it's great, and it's had its problems.
It has had its problems.
You know, do you realise how difficult it is to find a record button on a camera? Harder than it looks.
Spent at least like 5 minutes looking for that bloody record button,
But we've got it sorted.
we got it sorted.
But yeah, it's good. We're on camera.
We're on camera.
We're on camera, which is cool. A little audio-visual thing. But yes, hello everyone. But not everyone is seeing our beautiful faces,
Which is sad.
which is sad. But
Bad.
there's other people who are listening to us on Jake. Where are they listening to us on?
Links in the description down below.
I'm talking Spotify, baby. I'm talking Pocket Casts. I'm talking Anchor. I'm talking Apple Podcasts. I'm talking Google Podcasts.
Occasionally.
Oh, if you want, yeah, go for it. And Breaker.
Who uses Breaker?
And if you listen to us on Breaker, what are you doing?
Get alive.
Get alive, really. But yeah, we're all there. And if you want to listen to this on your walk home, bike home, or drive home, you can find the links to all of those in the descriptions below, or just write in handwritten on your phone screen, Small Brain Podcast into all your favourite podcasting places. How do you spell that?
How do we spell it? It's SMALL BRA.
Yeah, that's an important one.
Not double A, just some AIN. And then Joe, how do you spell podcast?
PODCASTS.
There we go.
Podcasts.
That's
But
how
that's
we
not how
spell
we call it.
podcasts.
But if we're talking about spelling, Jake, marble is spelled quite differently to what you put it as.
Well, I thought I'd do a little inventive thing, and with AJ Tracy, with his new song with Mabel, I thought I'd switch it up.
Ladbroke Grove.
No, but West 10, which was your song of the week last week.
Yeah, I liked it.
Good. And I thought with the new title, it would be AJ Tracy has a new song with Marble, EL, like Mabel.
It's a play on words.
It's a play on words, mate. I'm not just a average looking face, you know what I mean?
That's for sure. So how have you been?
Good, mate. I've been actually very good this week. I mean, it hasn't been long since we recorded the last podcast.
I'm trying to keep it a surprise. Yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday today. We recorded the last podcast Sunday?
On Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only been that amount of days since.
Yeah, it's only about 3 days, but it's been a good 3 days. On Monday, played a bit of the basketball with the boys. Shout out the boys. And then Tuesday, yesterday, helped my nan out with setting something up, which was the most hilarious thing I've done in a long time. Because she asked me the same question 8 times and wouldn't stop. But I know my nan does listen to the podcast, which is weird because she can't use a computer, but she somehow manages it. So shout out
Spotify, Anchor Break.
She definitely doesn't use Breaker. She's not dumb. But what about you, Joe? What have you been up to in these last 3 days, my God?
Well, they've been a busy 3 days. I'll tell you. It's Wednesday today. So actually more like 2 days. But Monday started off the week good. Big beast when it comes to... on Monday, I saw Lydia, the missus, who also listens to the podcast. Hello, you.
Also, my missus listens to the podcast. Big shout out, Poppy. Want to make that known.
To get that one in there. Hello. Yeah, I saw her. Went up to Borsey, which was nice because she's never been to Borsey before. So that was good going up there. Yeah, it was nice. It was a bit different. It chucked it down a lot, but it was quite nice being in the water and being rained on. It's been good. I've always wanted to, and I always did it when I went to a hotel once. Have a bath and turn on the shower, so you're getting that double water.
Surely you just drown.
That's probably why I haven't done it. Would make sense.
You die.
Yeah, that would be a negative. And then yesterday, I did some business things.
Some eBay things.
Some eBay things, yeah. It's going well. But yeah.
Naughty, mate. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you've had a good... And hopefully this week continues on a good run of form.
We're on high.
We went to Spoons today, though.
Yeah, I was going to say today's been alright. We've had a good one today.
Good.
Yeah, we went to Spoons. We went to Dobby's.
We went all over, mate. We're having a beer pong match later, so that's going to be a bit of a Mazzolini with my father. So we'll big boy Nigel himself.
Ping.
Yeah, something like that.
Ping champion 2020, I've heard.
Oh yeah, mate. It's a bit class.
Knock him off his pedestal. Yeah, looking forward to it. But Jake, what I am looking forward to seeing, seeing.
You're
seeing. Your topic of the week.
Well, as you may know, I did mention it earlier, Kanye West has sort of, I guess, applied, I think it's called applied, or was running for president.
Got you. Yeah.
And I wanted to know what your thoughts on that were, and if you think any other rappers could do it. Because personally, I can't imagine Big Boy Snoop running for president.
Snoop.
Big Boy Snoop. G-O-double. Can't imagine him running for president. It's just nothing I can see. But I wondered what your thoughts are on the old Kanye situation.
Well, I think it's a weird one, to be honest with you. Because he's not like the first sort of celebrity to be like, I'm going to be president.
Donald
Trump.
He was on The Apprentice, wasn't he?
He was on Wrestle-mania too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I swear The Rock was also like, I'm going to be president.
He was going to, but I think he couldn't do it because I don't think he was I think you'd have had to be born in the US to be the US president.
Right.
And he wasn't born in the US.
No, I think he's like
Hawaiian.
Yeah. Maui.
All our respect to our Hawaiian listeners.
Yeah, everyone in Hawaii is listening. Big up yourself.
Lou Howe.
Lou Howe, I was going to say so, but I don't want to come across racist.
I'm not racist.
But yeah, everyone in Hawaii, hello. Lou Howe. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I feel like he's going to win just based on people liking him, not based on his politics.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a mad one because his album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
it's good.
It's a very good album, but you don't want to listen to My Dark Beautiful Twisted Fantasy on controlling the USA. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if he'd be the greatest leader, but you never know. If he ups his game, maybe gets a few people on his side because he is a billionaire at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He could afford a banging crew around him. Think about it.
But at the same time, Trump had a good album out. My Dark Beautiful Wall. That was
Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know. Has he officially said that he's doing it?
Well, he can't run this year because he didn't get enough votes in his state.
Yeah.
But he's going to run in another 4 years.
Oh, that's a while away then.
So he's sort of he was planning to apply this year, but he just he couldn't do it. So he's applying for in another 4 years, which should be fun. But I could see him running for president. And imagine if Kanye West became the
UKIP leader.
If he became Nigel Farage's right-wing man.
Right-wing? It's a play on words. Mabel.
Yeah, but imagine if Kanye West, US president, Stormzy, the UK president, Mazzolini.
Yeah, I wonder if that is going to open up a new opportunity for people who think, well, I'm not really sort of politically inclined, but I am famous, so I can be Prime Minister and or President.
I do think it's more likely to happen in the United States.
Yeah, I think so.
The UK seems to be weirdly in control.
But a lot of old people.
Which is weird, because
I never get
they'll
that.
die.
You know what I mean? That's true. But like France, their president...
He's 30, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 22 months old or something like that. He's young. I remember there was a big deal about him being young. No.
He's less than 2 years old.
Yeah, I remember there being a big deal. They were like, oh, he's young. But I think he was literally 30 or something. But it's what criteria do you need to have to be a world leader? You know what I mean? I imagine a lot.
I imagine you need a good team around you.
I imagine you need a good couple of albums out.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
And his one about God.
Indeed.
Yeah, Follow God's
Follow
a good
God.
song. I like that one.
I think that's the name of the album as well.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Damn.
It might be. It's something God.
Yeah.
It's like My Beautiful Dark Twisted God. It's like that.
We love Kanye though on the
Oh
podcast.
yeah, Kanye, if you're listening, we'll be your PR men.
Be a guest if you want.
Be a guest if you fancy. I don't know what you talk about. Probably like sunglasses or something. I don't know what you're into really.
Pick up Yeezy.
Legends, is it Legend? That's a good song.
Yeah.
No, Power. I think it's called Power.
Power.
No one makes you have all that copyright.
Yeah, copyright strike.
Yeah, that's a good one. But who do you think like Kanye-esque could run for president?
I mean, I could imagine Adam Sandler running for president.
Why?
I've thought about this. He has some banging movies.
Debatable. Name 3.
He's got some really good movies.
Yeah, he's got a couple of good ones. I like I can't actually think of any films that I like. His Grown Ups 2 is good, I guess. I don't know why I said that's bad.
Actually, I like Grown Ups. I think
that explains a lot.
Yeah, I think he has one good one where he's forgotten what it's called.
Must be good then.
Brilliant. He like lives a life with like 2 people that are supposedly dead.
No.
The Doctors.
I watched that with Lydia. It's not good. I don't like it.
I liked it.
Some of it's alright, actually. Change my mind.
Yeah, is that he's having the threesome with the other bloke and they just stare each in each
but
eyes.
there's a giant bloke in it, yeah, that bit's pretty funny. Alright, you changed my mind.
Yeah.
Let him run for president.
Yeah, I think he could, He's got like the physique for it.
There is a certain look to it.
Dad bod-esque.
Although Obama was ripped.
True, actually.
Yeah, he was shredded.
Me there.
I remember when, on his inauguration, he just deadlifted 40G, I think.
40G?
Yeah.
40 grams?
Yeah.
It's like a bag of sugar.
Bag of chips.
Bag of chips.
No.
Last week's episode. I don't mean to disrespect anyone with that episode. I don't want to make that clear. But I thought it just needed to be said. He could
Yeah.
They could run for president.
That's
Bag of
true.
chips.
Anyone could do. I won't. My vote, because I don't know who you are. That's not against anyone. I don't know who you are. Bagger. But yeah, I think when you get people like this who are famous already, like you're more likely to get people voting for you. And I think it's not even 100% people voting because they're like, yeah, I think you're cool, as in cool to run this country. I think they're just like Kanye.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Kanye. Lots of people will say, "Oh, Kanye's just a rapper." I feel like he's more than that. To be fair, like he's an artist because
Make shoes.
He makes bloody brilliant fashion. He's a businessman at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's money orientated. But is that what we need?
Well,
As Americans, is that what we need?
what's Donald Trump?
Money orientated.
Boom shakalaka.
And people like him.
No.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be interesting if Kanye West ran.
Like a mile a day.
If you like started to jog, maybe that would be good.
Yeah.
But have you heard what his party's going to be called?
Nah.
The birthday party.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's pretty
You
badass.
know what? He's got my vote.
And do you know what his campaign is?
Nah.
Yes. Essentially, all his campaign is just says yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't even say vote for Kanye.
No, it's just yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what you people want, though, isn't it? They just want to
say
be told
less.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Say
Less. Vote yes.
Say less.
If you're
vote
listening,
yes.
Kanye,
You can use that one.
just hit me up with the check.
Yeah. And Mabel, if you're listening, you still need to play Warzone with us. Jake sent you a message one night. You never replied to him.
I thought that was very mean.
We needed to get out the gulag, and you weren't there to help us. No, we don't need you anymore. We're on Realm Royale.
We're out, chicken.
So,
Hit us up on Realm Royale, but not you, Mabel. You left me on scene, you cunt.
Yeah, so on that bombshell.
Mabel could be the UK president.
Yeah. As they say, Prime Minister. Yeah. She could be the... Yeah, because...
That's why she didn't want to go on the gulag.
No, she was like, that could hurt my reputation. Yeah, that is true. But I feel like Boris he's done a lot to his reputation, but he slide tackled a child, didn't he? No, he slide tackled a man and he rugby tackled a child.
Yeah.
And then he got caught halfway on a zip line. That happened, didn't it? Do you remember that?
He's just a meme, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of a meme.
I think,
and he won. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people. I don't know. He does his best. I don't care about anyone politically.
I just don't care about anyone.
I don't mean.
Fuck this podcast.
I care about people. As politically, I'm not interested because I just feel like everyone's as good and as bad as each other. Like no matter who you've got, they'll always pick about problems because no one can fix the world just by having money and or
power.
Kanye no West. One makes you have that. You know, Kanye West. Oh, turns back into itself. But yeah, I can't remember what my point was. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, good point. I think my point was like, Boris has done enough to his credibility, so why can't she just play Warzone?
Why can't Mabel just play Warzone?
Yeah, I wonder who would, because I think that actors could.
See, I think there'd be less because they're less talented than musicians.
Nah, I don't know how true that is. How many musicians, struggle saying that word, make you cry?
Mate, you know me.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big crier of songs.
Yeah, he does cry at songs.
I do, mate. Freya Ridings, she makes me cry all the time. If I listen to one of her songs, I'll just start bursting out.
Location.
Send me the location. No, but
Freya Ridings.
Yeah, Freya Ridings. Yeah, she makes me cry. But you whack on Adam Sandler, he doesn't make me.
He makes me cry with laughter.
You sure? No, that's more Jack Black for me. School of Rock. No,
I like School of Rock.
It's a good film. It's a good
One
film.
of them kids in there. No, you know the guy who's meant to be the teacher, who's his mate.
Mm.
He looks like you.
No, he looks like my dad.
He does actually. He does.
Comparison on the screen right now.
Oh wait, please, please. There'll be maybe one here. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We're gonna try.
Try our best. It's a mutual meditation.
Oh yeah, it's a terrible win.
We got a garage door open, so if anyone just sort of runs in now.
Yeah, we're shooting in my garage.
This is the home of the Small Brain Podcast.
Yeah, mate. We're gonna improve the set as week goes on. Properly get mics in the next few weeks.
We're gonna get mics. We've been looking at it. This is a shout out to anyone who makes videos recommending podcast gear.
You're all shit.
Yeah, do a better job. Do please. Because one, I won't make one of the points, but one, you're boring. It's just boring. It needs some snappy music, maybe a couple of jokes in there. Maybe dressed as a clown.
There was that one video that was quite good.
I think we were laughing at it.
Oh yeah, we were definitely laughing at him. Also, I do want to say, laughing at him, we might be doing some other video. Not laughing at him. I said that. But as well as the podcast.
This guy, we're going to ruin your...
as well as the podcast, we're going to be doing other videos on our channel. Maybe some reactions, maybe some vlogs coming up, just to improve. So we may have like 2 or 3 weekly videos.
Now that we've got a whole video library going on, we're the Netflix of podcasting. Realistically, we want to branch out. We want to do our podcast. That's our core. That's our main thing.
Main.
It's gonna be so loud up there. That's our main, source of and we enjoy that.
We do,
but we want to do other things because I think that could be 2 parts interesting, 1 part helpful. I think that could bring some new people in who might be interested in this. Yeah,
I think it's definitely worth doing because I feel like people would like to see maybe a little bit more short content as well. I've heard people like us when we have a laugh, and I feel like maybe some short content would be easier to view sometimes. But we're still going to keep up the podcast because we really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
this is our bread and butter now.
Yeah.
We're kind of getting used to it.
Yeah. And I hate gluten.
Gluten intolerant. Over here.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we're going to be doing some other stuff like that. Maybe some reactions. We'll wait to see.
Yeah.
But,
might even get on that tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
You never know.
Might record another video if you're lucky. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
That'll be before this week's podcast as well, maybe.
Yeah. Because this week's podcast will be released on a Sunday.
Yeah.
As they always will be. Unless they aren't, and then there'll be a Monday.
You can blame me for that one.
Nah, that's alright. What was the problem?
I was with Poppy on Sunday.
Poppy, come on. I know I'm the superior podcaster, as I've heard.
Yeah.
As I've heard. I can't remember what the point was, but yeah.
Just make me edit them, you know what I mean?
Nah, it's cool though. Oh, Lydia.
Lydia's sending him a message and recording it on his phone.
Lydia, we're recording this on the phone now. All the people. No, because it's this audio.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear. Hopefully, that's Lydia. Hope you enjoyed your night. But yeah, presidents. So, what do you think of Kanye being president?
I think he'd probably do a good job, but I feel like he'd have to have a good team around him. Individually, he'd be trash.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that makes a point. So, you're saying that the team, like on his own, he'd be trash, but with team, he'd be good. Which means that he's not actually doing anything. It's the team. So why aren't people in the team, trying to be
Nah, because I think
president?
He'd be trash, but with a team, he's used to having a team around him.
Yeah.
So he's got his business team.
Yeah. Choose.
With his music, he's got his agents.
Tunes.
And he's good at sort of controlling them to do as he wants to do. So I feel like if he had a good team around him, they could help him, and he could help them. But I feel like individually, he'd be trash because he'd just get into a spiral of doing some weird things. But I think with a good team, solid team around him, he could do wonders. Because with his new album, I personally really liked it.
God, the one about God.
The one about God. Yeah. I know you were a fan as well.
Yeah. I like that one.
But he had a really good team around him when he created that. But then with some of his other music, he didn't. So I feel like that shows how sort of good he works with a good team. Because I think he's more of a team player. So I think with the team, he could do wonders, Kanye. But we'll have to wait and see in what's the date? 2020. So I feel like 2024, he could do wonders.
But anything can happen between now and then.
Yeah.
He could change his mind completely.
And his name.
He could be called
Yank.
Yank. I was trying to think of the opposite to Yay, which would be Hey. So he'd be called Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah, it could be Kanye.
Carnation. It's a good flower.
Look at it. I used to send me a carnation, but I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't.
I'm glad I didn't do that. That was silly. But yeah.
But talking of Kanye, Joe.
Yeah.
Talking of Kanye, as we like to do on this week's on not just this week's podcast. I say that on the Small Brain podcast, we like to discuss our tracks of the week. Now, Joe, hit me with the track of the week.
Well, considering it's only been 3 days, I didn't have a lot to choose from, but at the same time I did. I've been quite mixed on my music tastes this week. I thought I'd mix it up a bit. But the one song that has just been dominating the charts, in my eyes, it's a little song. I think you like it as well. It's by a band.
Nice.
A band, I would imagine there's 5 of them. And I imagine they all wear the colour maroon. And I imagine they like Sugar. It's Sugar, Maroon 5, which is an absolute banger of a song.
You have to explain to the audience our personal...
We love this song. So we need to know. We love this song. It's a good song. We always sing it in the car. But we don't like sing it, casual sing songs in cars.
Mate.
We go for it.
We harmonise.
I don't know if you've seen Pitch Perfect 2. It's a bit like that. We're that good. Yeah, that's my song of the week. I just thought I'm going to listen to it. It was a toss-up between that and another song, and it wasn't that song that I realised. I'll tell you what it is, that other song.
What's the other
It's
song?
Roses, right? I really like Roses, but then like... Huh?
St. John.
St. John. Not the remix, not the original. Because the original, I like it, you don't. But it's a completely different song. It's very sad and upsets me.
I'm not a fan.
But I listened to the remix and I'm like, I can listen to it twice and I enjoy it, and then it just turns into tar after a while and I don't enjoy it. True. But Sugar just gets better and better.
Gets us going, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I actually know the words more now than I did before. Because I was improving. But I'm better at it now. But that brings me to what's your track of the week?
Well, Joe.
I don't like that. It's a bit too threatening.
Sorry.
I like it.
Well, my track of the week this week is an old banger from 50 Cent himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
And he is one of his old songs called 21 Questions. Absolute banger.
Yeah.
I'd say it's up there with one of my favourite 50 Cent songs. If you haven't given it a listen, it'll be on the screen now. Go and give it a listen.
What is your favourite 50 Cent song? What did you mean? It
Candy Shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that song with all my heart. But 21 Questions, definitely a banger. It gives me that like sort of R&B, sort of chill vibe, lovely view, sitting on a balcony, enjoying a cigar and a whiskey vibe.
That's cool. I like that. I like a song that can give me that exact vibe.
I love that vibe. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that song. I think 50 Cent is an icon of the ages.
He's definitely
He's definitely got some bangers.
I like him.
But yeah, definitely go and give that one a listen.
I will.
But to swiftly move on, Joseph.
Swift.
What is your topic of the week? I'm excited. I'm very excited.
All right. So I was racking my brain, thinking about what can I talk about, and I stopped doing that because I already knew what I was going to talk about, and I wanted to talk about this thing for a while, but there were some times where it wasn't right to talk about it. But now it's okay to talk about it. Jake, what do you think we're going to talk about?
Wrestling.
Yeah, but it's specific. So I'm only talking about this because we've talked about it before on an episode. Episode 6 of the podcast, we mentioned cinematic wrestling and the idea of that concept, and I thought I'd go back and do some research and then not bring the notes with me, but I love wrestling, so I remember. Jake, first off, what's your opinion on wrestling?
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan. I've played the WWE games since time.
Yeah,
they're class.
Quality.
There's been some rough patches recently.
Yeah, look, I don't like the wrestling world has hit some, lows these last few months. But I think you need to look for all the, scum and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you got to see the because it's not the entire industry is evil.
Oh,
it's
no.
just, some people involved with it.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a sport of the ages. I think.
Oh, timeless.
It's been incredible for many a year. I'd say possibly even the talent has gone down over the last few years in the WWE.
Yeah, you go.
AEW.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
He's bringing out the names. AEW's good.
AEW.
In my personal opinion, talent's good in WWE, but the way that they are used is poor.
Characters are poor.
Yeah, no one makes any sense at all.
When I look back to the throwbacks with my favourite, Edge, or another one of my favourites, Umaga?
Or David Utanga.
Umaga. He was one of my favourites as well.
He was good.
There's nothing that even comes close.
No.
So
there isn't.
I mean, I was a fan of Seth Rollins for a little while.
Yeah.
I thought he brought some good stuff to the table.
Oh, I meant there isn't anything else like wrestling, is what I thought your point was, but I think you just meant them wrestlers, there was no one else.
No, I mean there's nothing like wrestling in that sense, that you don't have the individual characters to spark up the sport. Because in stuff like football, which I'm a big fan of, come on you Spurs.
Balls.
And in basketball, balls. There's some...
Hey, LA Lakers.
Jersey.
But,
there's some individuals, players, but I feel like in wrestling, it's all about the individuals at the end of the day. And there's nothing else like it.
No. And I think that he's right. So, but there isn't really. There isn't nothing like it. It's such a weirdly... Yeah, I'll keep looking. We've got this is so weird because we're recording audio on this, but I'm talking to you as if you're hearing me, but you're not. You are? I don't know, but we've got the timer on there. But we're good. We've
got loads of time.
We've got loads of time, but that's good.
That's good.
I wanted loads of time.
Yeah, I know you did. You're a big fan of wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone watching, Joe is a huge wrestling fan.
Imagine like this, but like a lot more than that. But yeah, it is crazy. It's like nothing else that ever exist. Like, I can only compare it to, like, I don't know, it's like a soap opera, but performing live, but
Cracking
also
necks.
there's cracking necks. We're cracking necks.
Cracking necks.
And like, but it's like a stunt show with a story. I feel like is the best way to put it. At least that's how I put it. Because there is like, it's no secret. Everything in it is like
Scripted.
planned and scripted, and I can't stand when people are like, oh, it's scripted.
Yeah,
because
it's like we know that.
Yeah,
we just still like it because
yeah.
it's fun
it's
to
like
watch.
when you go to a cinema and you're watching Fast and Furious 6, like, I don't go next to you and go, mate, I know you think this is cool, but it's not real.
It's
You don't.
fake.
It's fake. And if anything, films are faker than wrestling because the people are actually doing the things that they're doing.
And they do get hurt.
They get very hurt. A lot of people have had to retire.
Or even died in the ring.
Or even died in the ring. It's happened. And it'll happen again.
Rey Mysterio, he killed someone.
Yeah, he's a murderer, but he's still
wrestling.
Which does that. Rey Mysterio comes to a point in a sec I'm going to make, so that's good that you bring that up. But my specific topic, because I would like to milk the topic of wrestling as much as I can, I have a specific point of wrestling, and it's about cinematic matches. Because you brought up that you watched the whole Boneyard match with AJ Styles and Undertaker at Wrestle-mania.
I did.
This past year. As in this year. And what did you think about that?
Well, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought, without the crowd, it was hard to get used to. Because I think, with wrestling especially, because with other combat sports like the UFC, without the crowd, unpopular opinion, I much prefer it.
Yeah.
With the UFC, you can... I'm a bit of a sick fuck, and I like a quick fuck. With the UFC,
Kanye!
He's
done it.
But I prefer... Fucking hell! Mate, for all the listeners, there's a... Oh, Jesus. I'm not a fan of spiders or daddy long legs, and one has just approached. But yeah, so with the UFC, I like it with the no crowd because you can hear all the punches. And I find that very interesting.
Or I saw clips from the Fight Island thing. Like, I think was it the first show that they had from the Fight Island? 256.
Yeah. Like the last one last weekend was really good as
well.
Yeah.
I was watching, or it might have even been that much, but I watched one of them recently, and I was like, I think if anything, it enhances it not having a crowd there because you can actually hear every shot,
And the fighters can hear the commentators.
Yeah,
which is quite interesting because they can you can see them picking up tips from the commentators. But whenever the fighters would get close, they'd lower their tone just so you didn't hear the commentators. But you could see, like, in the Masvidal Usman fight, sorry to get off the topic of wrestling, in the Masvidal Usman fight, I think Michael Bisping was commentating.
Oh.
And he was talking, I may be wrong, but he was talking about how Masvidal was doing something that probably would hinder his performance. And then you could see Masvidal, who is a absolutely straight fighter, and he's got probably one of the biggest brains in the UFC, just suddenly alter his game. And that helped him probably not get absolutely destroyed by Usman, who's probably one of the best UFC fighters out there. So, it's quite interesting. But with the WWE, I found it quite weird without the crowd, because I feel like that is mostly crowd-based.
Oh, definitely. Because it's performance. And it's like, you're meant to perform in front of people.
Oh, yeah.
And I always think, like, when you go to a show, like a wrestling show, I don't know if you've ever been to one live.
I haven't, no.
I have to go to one.
Take the brain.
Right, Small Brain Vlogs. We're going there.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, right. There you go, we sorted that out. Small Brain Vlogs. SPV. But yeah, I've been to shows in the Corn Exchange with actually no, that one had a fair few people. I've been in shows in community halls where there's hardly anyone, and I've been to shows in Alexandria Palace where it's completely packed out, and it feels a lot better when there's so many people there.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
It's similar to football. There's a when you're all "Way for the boys," it's a bit like that.
Yeah.
That's football counts, but I feel like that's more of a British thing than an American thing. But yeah, so it is definitely different without the crowds there. With that whole Boneyard match thing, and that was sort of it wasn't even set in the arena.
No, I like that because I feel like instead of just doing it basic in the ring with no sort of crowd, they pushed the boundary a bit, which I personally really liked. I thought it helped the aesthetic quite a lot, made it more cinematic, made it more enjoyable to watch because it added that sort of layer of mystery. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was very good indeed. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the characters recently. I think in the WWE because nothing
Listen
comes
up, he's angry. He's coming.
nothing comes close to Edge. I'm on the Edge like leader.
Yeah,
Big shout out Blanco.
Blanco. If you love your wrestling, Blanco, get on this podcast.
Big up Blanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing comes close to Edge. He was my favourite of all time.
He's good. He has a good little character. He's been through a few different characters. He was a vampire once. I don't know if you knew that.
Seen that.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about in the Brood. But yeah, my point of the thing was, and this is what I said about Rey Mysterio earlier, is this Sunday. So it's actually a good thing this is going up on Sunday. I hope to God it's this Sunday. But there's a pay-per-view for the WWE called Extreme Rules. But it's not actually called Extreme Rules, it's called the Horror Show Extreme Rules, which I hate that name. That's a dumb name. Don't call it that.
I won't.
Because everyone, when they're talking about it in promos, they go, I'll see you at the Horror Show at Extreme Rules.
What's the match?
Even just call it Extreme Rules Horror Show. Anyway, they're really sort of leaning on the idea of this whole cinematic match thing. They've got Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match, which they've said the rules of the match is the only way you can win is by gouging the other person's eye out, which just seems a bit...
It doesn't sound WWE. That sounds like AEW.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Vince McMahon not long ago said, we don't want to be like AEW with blood and guts. And now he's
trying to make people gorge each other's eyes out.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. And also, they not too long ago AEW did a whole thing where like John Moxley had one eye because he got the other one stabbed.
I remember that.
Yeah. So it's like
just copying AEW.
You're copying me?
But I'm not surprised because AEW have been crushing it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely crushing it. But
Stunks.
Yeah, I can see why Vince McMahon would take notes, but it's a bit weird that he say it not when he wasn't going to, and then just absolutely.
But he's so like flip floppy.
Yeah,
he's old. He's like old as hell.
He's got dementia, ain't he?
I mean, probably.
Still jacked though.
Oh,
jacked to the tits.
He's not as jacked anymore.
Is he not?
He's more old now. But you see him in his prime.
He was jacked.
Jacked for an old guy.
For an old guy. I remember him fighting Triple H.
Yeah.
Jacked.
Yeah. But yeah, he used to be big into his bodybuilding and stuff, which you can relate. But yeah. My thing was, right, do you think, because cinematic matches aren't like a new thing. Anyone who doesn't know, because I haven't explained what it is, if you've seen wrestling before, it's a traditional thing in a ring where you wrestle someone. The cinematic matches are like weird, they're very highly produced, they've got a whole mirror. It's more filmed like an action scene, realistically, with all different camera angles and stuff. Most of the time, but not all the time. It isn't in the ring, it's in other locations, but recently it has, and before it has too, so what do you want from me, like a medal? But realistically, it's becoming more of a thing now with everything that's going on with quarantine and stuff, but it's like the furthest back one I can think of is in like the 90s. I hope it was the 90s. I could be wrong. It was like 97, 98. It was Mick Foley as Mankind against The Rock in his halftime heat, which was like they had an empty arena and their fight. It was pretty standard until the end where Mankind lowered a forklift onto The Rock and then there was just a shot of The Rock's face going, eh.
I remember that match.
Yeah, I think it's class.
Mick Foley's coming out of retirement.
Is he? I don't think he is.
Is he not?
No. I think you might have seen a thing.
I saw on a thing.
There's a thing where he's doing a promo.
Oh yeah, he was like going to fight someone.
Yeah, that's for the non-contact wrestling. Which is a thing that started up in lockdown.
That hurts me.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, what to hurt you?
Why is it non-contact?
Oh, I kind of wanted to join it. It
Why?
looks cool.
I don't get it.
It's meant to be a thing during... I don't understand. It's meant to be a thing, right, where just ordinary people, like you and I, can pretend to be wrestlers. No, it's better. I'm murder. It's meant to be a thing during lockdown where you couldn't leave the house, so people were like, I'm calling you out. And then you're meant to do like promos. It was heavily on promos. You know what I mean?
And do you have the match?
No, you don't have a match. It's just based on like who has the best promo, and then people vote for it on the Instagram
But then
things.
the best person, do they have a match?
No one has a wrestling match. No one has a match that involves moves. You know what I mean?
That's poor.
But there has been during lockdown a first ever social distancing match, which is Chuck Mumbo versus Thing, where they're both in their individual houses and they've filmed it as if they're having a wrestling match with each other.
Oh.
But it's things like this, and this is what brings me back to the thing. Do you think cinematic wrestling is gonna like kill the whole idea of wrestling? Because some of it's a bit wacky.
I think what they should do is I had to take a big inhale of breath there. What I think they should do is we're doing alright. I think what they should do is probably introduce a cinematic match. Maybe every Wrestle-mania.
Keep it as like a one-off thing.
One-off.
Yeah.
Or a Christmas special. Like Santa's
Get
Grotto.
Santa in there. Santa's Grotto match.
Santa's Grotto match.
Yeah.
Elves. I think they could do that. Like have one, maybe 2 a year. If they really wanted to. If they had a big sort of match that they wanted to promo. Maybe say, we will have a cinematic match. And then they could always have a rematch in the ring.
Yeah.
And then that would add that second layer of the ring. But I definitely think they should
have a 2-layered ring.
2-layered ring. Double decker. But I think they should do one cinematic or 2 a year.
Yeah.
I think that'd be class. Because I really enjoyed the Boneyard.
I think that worked because that actually felt like a match.
And Undertaker had never done it before.
Yeah.
So and especially it was his sort of his last hurrah.
I think it was a good way of sort of
saying goodbye.
Yeah, it felt add on little things here and there. He rode a motorbike. That was cool.
That was sick.
That was pretty sick.
That's a flashback to his old.
Yeah. American Badass Taker. Which doesn't make any sense because before that he was just an undead wizard, and then he was like, "I'm back. I got a motorbike." Didn't make any sense to me, but
and then he carried on being like, "I'm dead, man."
Yo, I'm dead, but I have a motorbike. Don't have the motorbike. I'm dead again. But fair play to him, I guess. Yeah.
He's going out with Natalia, isn't he?
No, he goes out with Michelle McCool.
Oh, I thought he went out with Natalia for a bit.
No, Tyson Kidd goes out with Natalia.
Ah, damn.
Who's retired or who's not? I'm not really sure.
I thought you were going to say
no, I wasn't going to say that actually. No. But what if I did? And then yes, that's cool. The thing that sort of kicked off the whole cinematic thing, I feel like it was 2016. Yeah, it was. Are you fond of Matt Hardy?
Yeah.
Are you fond of Jeff Hardy?
I am.
In TNA, do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah, TNA Wrestling, which is now Impact Wrestling, which is like a very sort of. I don't know how they still survive. They're like a cockroach. I think they have some good matches, but they keep getting on the brink of this company should die, and then they don't. But they had the final deletion.
Yeah.
Which was, have you ever seen that?
I think I have.
It's mad. But like that was the first thing that happened, and it was set up like a wrestling match, and it was in the Hardy compound, but there was fireworks and like drones, and like it was all very weird, and people were thrown in lakes and turned into other people. But that's the thing that started it off, and I feel like the person who's best at doing these sorts of things is Matt Hardy, because he did a couple of them. He did Final Deletion, he did Delete or Decay, he did the Great War, which is like have like 20 plus people in it. It was like massive, and it went on for 45 minutes.
Jeez, that's like a Royal Rumble.
It's like a Royal Rumble, but there was lots more fireworks. I think the thing that the Boneyard match lacked was fireworks.
True.
If AJ Styles came with like a Roman candle and just started firing,
or if like the Undertaker's bike just suddenly blew up into a firework. It was like the Undertaker was during his match. Vince McMahon comes over. He's like, "I'm jacked to the tits," and grabs some fireworks, shoves it up his exhaust. He's like, thank you for everything you've done, Undertaker. Like you've done well in this Boneyard match. He turns on his motorbike. The back just blows up. I think that would be class.
I think that would be a better way to end it. It's just, then it has that little bit in the corner where it says it's all over.
Yeah,
that would be sick if he blew up at the end.
I think that'd be great for the advertising.
Yeah.
We have a dog.
Hello.
Walking on set.
Anything can happen in the Small Game podcast. Hello.
Hello, dog.
Oh.
What are you saying?
What are your opinions on Cincinnati wrestling? But yeah, what was my point? Oh yeah, I think.
Hang on, let me get her out. Go on.
Do I get a quick one?
Get a quick first. This is
Hello.
This is staying in.
Hello.
Come on.
Cool. Oh, hello again.
Come on, Bob.
While you're sorting that out, I'll do some explaining
go
on my point. Jake's now left the dog, and he's actually closed the garage door on my. He's closed the garage door. There's no way I've opened it from the inside. Oh no, it's opened itself up.
Oh, all right. Well, as you were saying.
But yeah, another thing that I think is weird, right, about wrestling compared to other sports, and I don't know if you actually do this in football. I don't know your kind, but like, do you people like rate football matches, like star rating?
We don't rate it in stars.
No.
We say that was a good match. But
Well, he's like that was a good match.
But yeah,
Do you sort of like, because with wrestling, of course, there's a lot that goes into it, and you have your classics that you remember, and you're like, yes, that's a quality match. I think that was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Do you ever have that in football? Or is it just sort of like well, that happened?
just sort of like that happened. But I thought we do have sometimes where we think that's a good match, but most of the times it's sort of like that happened.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, mate.
But yeah, my thing is like, I don't know if you can have a classic. I mean, you can because Final Inflation is, but like, there's only so many ways I feel like you can do these cinematic matches. Because I've seen them bad. WWE doing them bad. The Money in the Bank one was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh, you seen that?
I did see that.
Oh, it upset me.
Don't get him started on it.
Oh, there was a food fight halfway through.
Oh, mate.
Like, Paul Heyman was just there eating hot dogs, and he's like, oh. And I was like, stop that, mate.
You're fat.
You're fat. I was like,
Put the hot dogs down.
You're a hero of mine, and you're doing this. Why are you doing this?
Paul Heyman's a hero of yours.
Yeah, ECW.
Oh, mate.
Mate, he took a small company, and he made it massive, and then he sold it. What more do you want from me?
Yeah, but then he represented Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I feel like you're seeing this too far from a story thing. Nah, what do you like Brock Lesnar? He's very divisive. People don't like him.
I'm not a fan. I don't think he's done much for WWE.
Yeah, I think every time they put the title on him, it's just a terrible idea because he never shows up.
He never shows up, and then he just wins every time he shows up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember him losing.
Hmm.
Can you?
Yeah.
Alright.
Roman Reigns beat him.
Oh yeah, he speared him, didn't he?
Yeah, he speared him a lot. I think.
It was a long match.
Goldberg beat him? I'm not sure.
Nah, he beat Goldberg.
He beat Goldberg. He just has very short matches.
Goldberg came out of retirement and lost.
And lost.
So it was like, why have you done this?
Sorry.
But yeah.
Do you see when the Undertaker just almost destroyed Goldberg's neck?
Yeah, I remember.
Gave him an accidental like brain bust or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. Oh no, Goldberg almost destroyed Undertaker because he picked him up and he just dropped him on his head.
Fair play.
Badass. But yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of wrestling. I think it's pretty good. I'm not sure if I prefer it to UFC though.
Fair enough.
You know, I'm a big UFC fan.
Yeah. I mean, I like a UFC, and I think some of them you can get behind. I mean, Conor McGregor, from like I can get into it as in like, can I invest in these people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know how I feel about Conor. Big boy icon of mine.
Yeah, he's no Paul Heyman, but he's alright.
He's a lad, mate. But yeah, I don't know. I think WWE is definitely one of my favourite sports. Especially to watch like with a group of people.
Oh, if you get a couple of friends around, couple of beers,
couple of boys, couple of nachos.
Yeah. Right, everyone right now, grab all your beers, grab all your boys, grab all your nachos.
Grab all your boys.
Yeah. Social
2 meters.
Yeah. We actually are though. That's pretty sick.
Like,
well, we're a meter.
We're definitely a meter, and that is like Boris's new role.
Yeah. Boris, if you're watching this, with everyone else that we've called out, we're a meter away. Got a problem?
Boris, if you're watching this, I'm challenging you to a non-contact wrestling match. Everyone push this. Everyone clip this. I'm coming for you, Boris. Non-contact wrestling match. My garage. your house of government, whatever it's called. We're taking this down, baby.
Your house. We're taking this down. That's
better
promo
watch out.
masterclass.
I'm coming for you.
I like that. We get serious on this pod. I'm coming for you. Watch out, he's crazy. He's like an
You don't
animal.
mess with me.
He's faster than lightning and smoother than ice. There you go.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
He's my Paul Heyman.
Yeah. He's Jake.
Hi, I'm Jake. Hello.
I tell you who I'm looking forward to getting into wrestling.
Who?
George.
Oh yeah, you and George love your wrestling, don't you?
No, but as in he's gonna wrestle.
Is he going for it?
I feel he's a friend of the podcast, George, who I feel like he doesn't watch these, but he does sometimes.
If you are watching today, George, I'd love to see you get into it. And also, we're gonna hit the gym. Me and you, mate. We're gonna hit the gym.
I told him he was a fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, personal trainer. If anyone wants him, everyone in the comments to say, Jake, I'd love a bit of advice how to maybe tone up. Man, not legs. He's not good with the legs.
I've never done leg day in my life.
And it shows. He never does leg day. Anything like probably like I don't know, shoulders up.
Well, torso up.
Torso up. He's good. He'll sort you out. Don't have you know. Yeah, he'll good. He'll sort you out. He's good. He's like a cameo, but
OnlyFans for workout.
OnlyFans for workout. That's his
the
website. That's the Patreon exclusive. If anyone's interested in that. But yeah, it's pretty mad. It's crazy. But everyone comment your favourite cinematic matches. I'm not looking forward to the Sunday show. I don't watch WWE anymore, really.
No, I know you don't. That's why I was surprised you brought it up, because I remember asking you about if you're going to watch Wrestle-mania. I think you said, I might, but I don't really watch WWE anymore. No. I was very surprised in that. But you prefer your English wrestling now, don't you?
I do like Brit wrestling. Yeah, British wrestling. Even though, some certain names in it got a bit sort of...
Heat.
Boom. Got heat. That's a wrestling term, my guy. Got heat. Oh, this guy. They got heat. And, but I still enjoy it. I love British wrestling. There's all different styles and stuff. I do like that sort of I like that realistic feel to it. Like that sort of ground control to Major Tom sort of stuff.
Well, it's more sort of wrestling then, isn't it? It's less sort of combat and more wrestling.
Yeah, it's like you work in joints, you take people down low. I do like my hard hitting stuff as well. I do rate that, and occasionally little lucha libre. I'd get that in there, do a spin. Why don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I don't watch WWE just because, both from just watching it is not fun, and also everything that goes on behind the scenes, they just seem like terrible people. Like the whole COVID thing and stuff. They were like, no one wears masks. You're not allowed in if you wear a mask.
And didn't half of the WWE just get COVID?
Yeah, lots of them have it. And I think now they're saying, well, no, we never said that. Which is like him being like, we don't do blood and guts. Now gouge your eyes out.
Yeah, he's not really got it, has he?
No.
Bless him. Too much roids.
Too many roids. Poor fella. But,
WWE, definitely good. I do want to... Edge came back, didn't he? Yeah, because I saw him. He came back in a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he came back in the Royal Rumble, and the first spear he hit in so many years, in 10 plus years or whatever, they just completely missed it on camera, which was sick. But someone got a camera angle, but it looks so clean. He's back. He wrestled Randy Orton at Wrestle-mania in a really long match. That was okay, but it was just because it was a last man standing match, so it was just a lot of throwing around and stuff. But I think it was because it was his first one back. Yeah. And then he had another match, which was meant to be the greatest wrestling match ever, is how it was billed, which never do that. Don't do that. We don't bill this as the greatest podcast ever, because even though it is, we don't want to be one, pretentious, and two, if you're going to say that, you'll never live up to it, you know what I mean? Because the greatest wrestling match.
Other than me and Boris Johnson.
Yeah, that would be the greatest wrestling match ever. If Donald Trump can get into wrestling, so can you, Boris. I believe in you. But, he came back, so,
I was so happy when he came back. I literally love him. He's so good.
He is good. Yeah. He is good. He used to be one of my favourites.
Theme song as well.
Oh.
Me and you love that.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
real
mate.
good.
I
I
love
want a
it.
bridge.
Who's
Yeah.
your favourite wrestler of all time?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It was Kevin Steen, like Kevin Owens.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked him. I liked him when
Do
he
you
was
like his
on,
power bombs?
I like his power bombs. I like his package. He used to do. He don't do them in WWE, but when he was on the indie wrestling, he used to do package power drivers,
Oh.
which just I accidentally gave George one time, and I thought I broke his neck. Like they just look brutal. I really like him. I think it might be him. But when he was Kevin Steen, more just because he had some incredible matches, but like really painful looking ones.
He's not in the WWE anymore, is he?
He is.
Is he?
Yeah, he's just not really doing anything at the moment. He don't want to go because of the COVID thing, because they're not making anyone go. Oh, I mean, they sort of are, but he's just not going. He's like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
And it was also Trevor Lee. I liked him a lot, but now he's trash in NXT. But he was really good, and I got to see him live, and I did a big smile. But yeah, it's difficult to pick a favorite because there's a lot of good talent out there.
Yeah, mine used to be. Well, mine was Edge for a very long time, and then it was it probably was Seth Rollins for a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought he was really good. I liked when he joined Triple H, and sort of
When he was at heel.
Yeah, because he went from with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and then joined Triple H and Stephanie and Randy Orton and that.
Yeah,
which I thought was very good.
I think he works better as like a
heel
than like a babyface, because like he has a really hateable voice.
Oh yeah,
It's just so whiny.
I hate it.
Yeah,
but I love it.
You know, but I love to hate it.
Actually, I preferred Dean Ambrose to Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
I thought he was sick.
Yeah, he's cool.
Him and Edge, my two favourites.
Yeah. I liked him when he used to do like, because he's John Moxley now, but when he was John Moxley when he was younger, he used to do CZW, which is like deathmatch stuff, which is a topic for another day. But like that, he had some brutal matches. But I respect anyone that can do like deathmatch stuff and then do other things. Because like, it takes a lot of effort to do that. 100%. Like a lot of balls.
Balls, mate. You have balls. If you can tell you that.
But yeah, that was my thing. I think that was nice to have a little fun chat.
I liked it, mate. Especially considering you're passionate about it. I think it's definitely a good topic to talk about. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you everyone for watching. Why is it red? That's quite interesting.
Heads up, the maximum recording time for segment is 60 minutes.
Right, well, we've got 1 minute and 20 seconds. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for listening. Keep an eye out for other videos as well. You'll hear this after you've seen another video, but keep an eye out open for other videos.
Hope you enjoy that one.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Yeah.
And with the visuals.
Yeah.
See our lovely faces. And repping the Drake Harvey clothing.
Yeah. I admit this isn't my jacket. I just really want it. And I was hoping he'd forget I was wearing it.
But yeah, as I said, thank you for everyone for listening and watching. Have a good one.
Oh.
What are you thinking? What's your final thoughts? We've got 56 seconds.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy the visuals. If you think of anything that we could do, like, reactions, vlogs, cheese eating, anything, just put it in the comments. We appreciate a comment. We love a comment. But yeah, thank you. And Jake, do you want to do your thing?
Yeah. Good morning, good day, good evening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.